Hi everyone, this is Jenna from Jenlis. Today we are going to be talking about the weed rake and how to put it together. So let's start. Everything we have here should be found in our Weed Raker box. We've got our Weed Raker head with the hole here. Our red plastic tines, there should be a total of 12. They're grouped in 4s, so we should have 3 groups of 4. We've got our yellow rope right here. We have 3 poles that are basically identical. One of them has a black cap on the end. And then we have a distinct other raker head pole. It's actually going to stick into this hole right here, and it should be the same shape on the end. It's a little flatter, as you can see. We have 3 handle connectors with the spring clips. We've got our instructions, which this time we actually can follow. And then we have here, not included, 2 wrenches, which you are going to need to tighten your bolts. What comes in your little plastic tool bags are going to be 4 2-inch bolts, one bolt that's actually 1 3/4 inches, 2 gray end caps, 2 support brackets, and then 5 nuts that are actually nylock nuts. As you'll notice, they have some plastic in here, which is going to prevent you from just hand screwing them in all the way. You're going to have to use 1 wrench on one side holding the bolt, and then tightening with the other wrench on the other side. I'm going to start out with my silver raker head, this long pole. As you'll notice, these ends are hollow, waiting for some end caps. Here I've got a gray one, and I'm just going to slip it in to the hollow end so that the lip is nicely on the outside, as you can see. And as you see here, I've got a hole waiting for a bolt. I've got my 2-inch bolt here. I'm just going to slide it through. Then I'm going to put on the end one of the nuts, nylock nuts. Tighten it as far as it'll go here, and that's when I'll need to use my wrenches. So I'm gonna just stand it here with my feet. Using 1 wrench on one end, I'm gonna hold it. On the other end, I'm gonna use my tightener. And just tighten. I've got my end cap in one end of the raker head. The other end I still left hollow. And now the next step is to take your red tines. So I've counted to make sure that I have 12 of these guys, 12. Just gonna slide this into this little opening. Doesn't matter which way I'm flipping, which way I flip. We're just gonna push it all the way down. Until, ta-da, I've got my first tooth in my raker head. And as you'll see, there's a curve here. It's curving this way. I want all of the teeth I put in now to have that same curve to them. So I'm just going to slide the other one in now. And I'm going to pull it in. I've got my whole rake head now, all in the same angle. So now that I've got all the teeth on my rake, I'm just gonna see this other hole. I'm gonna fill it with that other gray end cap into this hollow end, and I'm gonna secure it with a bolt and a nut. That nylock nut. Just tighten it as far as it can go, and then I'm going to tighten it with a wrench again. I've got one of the poles that has that flat end with the 2 holes right here, and I'm going to slide the fitting holes together. And what I want here is that there's one hole here One hole on this side and one hole on this side, because that's where my support brackets are gonna come into play. Got one on the top, and then one on the bottom, which I'm gonna lift up, putting the bolts up, and then I'm gonna tighten it. I want to eliminate the gaps between the nuts and the bolts. Now, before I connect all of my handle pieces, I'm gonna just grab this piece with the black cap, which has a hole that's very important on the end. We're gonna take our yellow rope, find the end with the loop here. This hole with the loop is gonna stick into this hole here. So I'm just gonna poke it down into this little rubber hole till it goes in, holding it in such a way that this hole makes a loop. I'm gonna stick my last 1 3/4 inch bolt through these two holes and make sure that it's so that when you tug, you can't pull it up. And we're gonna put a nylock nut on the end, and then we're gonna tighten. Just for convenience sake, I'm gonna attach all of the handles here with their handle connectors, and then I'm gonna attach it to the actual part with the rake head on it. Now we're just gonna pinch and then slide it in and wait to hear the click again. And you can see there on both sides. I'm gonna grab one of the identical poles, do the same here, pinching. Then we're good. If I wanted to make this the 11-foot pole, then I would add my other identical pole right here. So I'm not gonna make this one 11 feet right now. I'll just show you how to add the rake head. So pinch these two spring clips. Okay, good.